K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Coming up on K Nation, it was not a good week for football fans in the state of Kansas. We'll break down the KU and K-State losses coming up.
Plus, I talked to K-State soccer head coach Colleen Corbin and an exclusive one-on-one to talk about the Cats' historic start to the season.
And I sat down with KU soccer head coach Nate Lee to talk about their season as the Jayhawks are unbeaten so far in 2025. Well, welcome into K-Nation. I'm Cole Input alongside Sydney Clark. And Sydney, we've got a packed show today covering plenty of K-State and KU fall sports.
But first, we'll start with KU football and K-State, who both suffered disappointing losses in Week 3. I was in Columbia, Missouri to cover the first edition of the Border Showdown on the gridiron since 2011. After a 14-year pause, the Border War is back. The Hawks take a trip down I-70 to head to Columbia to play at Mizzou. KU looking to continue its win streak ahead of their upcoming bye week before they kick off conference play. The Tigers would strike first, and then Kansas would open up its scoring with a 15-yard touchdown pass from Daniels to Hanukkah. Daniels with 223 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. The momentum would build for the Hawks after a forced fumble and recovered by Austin Alexander for a 28-yard run for the touchdown to make things 14-6. KU would lead by 15 at the end of the first after a 1-yard run by Daniels. Mizzou scored 15 unanswered points in the second quarter to tie it up 21-21 at the half. The Tigers would take the lead in the third quarter, up by 4 heading into the fourth. The Daniels to Hanukkah connection again would give the Hawks the lead back with 8:54 left to play. It's 31-28, but Missouri puts up 14 points in the fourth quarter to seal the win for the Tigers. KU drops the Border War 42-31 and a tough environment to play in, and only one that made the pressure of this rivalry game heightened.
It was intense. It was intense. Obviously, there's a lot of enthusiasm and emotions on both sides, but yeah, I thought it was. It was a great atmosphere here, and you know, again, we're just disappointed where it ended up on our side.
This is a game that I'll tell my kid about. You know, this was an unbelievable environment, and you know, hats off to Missouri and their fans. You know, they showed up, and you know, their defense came to play, and you know, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot, so we got to get back to the drawing board.
And you heard his name earlier. Topeka native had himself a day yesterday. The Hayden High School grad Deshaun Hanukkah had a career high of 6 receptions for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Hanukkah to JD connection was strong yesterday. Daniels found him first for a 15-yard TD pass to put the Hawks on the board first. The second would come from Daniels in the fourth quarter with 8:45 to play for a 6-yard pass to give KU back the lead 31-28. But Hanukkah said yesterday he's an ungrateful winner and a sore loser, and would give up some of his personal attributions yesterday to change the outcome of the game.
To be honest, I'd give away those 2 touchdowns for a win. I could care less about individual stats. You know, I got to do a better job in getting my room ready to play. I got to do a better job in getting the offense ready to play. And, you know, Jalen is a hell of a quarterback, as you guys have seen throughout the years. And you know, we as a unit have to do more to give him time to be that special guy. And
KU struggled immensely with the run game, while Mizzou, they thrived. The Hawks had just 3 rushing yards in the entirety of yesterday's game. 3. This includes a 25-yard loss by Kobe Baines on the fumble recovery. But Tigers racked up 261 total yards on the ground, averaging 5.6 yards an attempt. KU averaged 0.2 yards on its 19 attempts. Here's Lance Leipold on how his team performed on the ground.
We struggled up front, matching up there, and you know, some of that. Then we found a little bit more rhythm throwing the ball. So then I don't want to say we totally abandoned it, but there were some things that, you know, with the drive that we did score on, that, you know, I think it was almost all passes, if I'm right. So. Again, there are things that we can do. Obviously, like I said, the things we got to work on. We got to be able to go against fronts like that and be able to run and be successful.
Shifting gears to Manhattan, the K-State Wildcats hosted the Army Black Knights, and the Cats were hoping to find their footing after a Week 0 loss to the Iowa State Cyclones, and of course that near upset last week against North Dakota. So the Cats would open the scoring in this one with a field goal in the first, and following that, Avery Johnson getting to work. Right here, 32-yard touchdown pass to Jaron Tibbs quickly extends the lead, and the home crowd starting to get into it. Luis Rodriguez would knock in a 38-yard field goal before Army would score a touchdown at the end of the half to make it 13-7, and suddenly the nerves starting to come back. The second starts with a QB keep for Army to take its first lead of the night at 14-13. However, then, on the ensuing kickoff, the Wildcats would have life. Check it out. They would take the lead courtesy of a Bryce Nornberg 99-yard kickoff return for the touchdown. And, oh, Manhattan's having a great time. It's 21-14. Army, however, dominated in the fourth, scoring a field goal and a touchdown courtesy of this onside kick right here. Goes off the leg, and they recover. An Avery Johnson interception would then seal the deal as the Wildcats are stunned by Army 24-21. Here's head coach Chris Kleiman after the loss.
I'm disappointed in the loss, just like everybody else is, just like the fan base should be, just like our parents, our players, our supports. I mean, we put so much into that because it's going to be hard to win college games, and that's the way the season's going to go. And I told the guys, you know what? As a leader, and I'm the leader of this group, it ain't sunny and 70 every day. And when it ain't sunny and 70, who's got to stand up? It's got to be me.
You know, we kind of talked about it. Army didn't just dominate their fourth quarter. They dominated the time of possession throughout the entirety of the game. In the second half, Army had the ball for 26 minutes and 59 seconds. The Cats just 3 minutes and 1 second. Throughout the entirety of the contest, Army had possession for about 40 minutes, 40 and a half minutes. K-State only had it for 19 and a half.
We were out there for 45. Guys, I think it was 16 to 13 minutes or something in the first half, and it ends up 40-19. The issue is we're dead. The issue is what the mistakes were. They did a great. Guys, there weren't any long plays in there other than the one pass play.
And Kleiman said it best, you know, really couldn't get the offense on the field. So, of course, the Wildcats continue to struggle a little bit on the defensive side. Army extended drives with multiple third and fourth down conversions, as the Black Knights were 10 for 22 on third down and 6 for 7 on fourth down conversions. The Cats were unable to make many stops versus Army's run-reliant offense, as the Black Knights had 237 yards on the ground compared just to 74 for K-State. Black Knights had more yards on the ground than the Cats did in the air, outgaining them as well, 332 to 246 in total yards.
Now they've got another possession, and our offense sitting on the sideline, and now we're going to play about 45 plays in a row. That's the way that this team can beat you. So, and then all that being said, we've got a chance, and we just missed a couple plays. We got to come down with catches. We had Avery was on point on that last drive, and we didn't finish plays.
Hey, well, don't go anywhere, folks. We're just getting started. Coming up later on K-Nation, we've got exclusive interviews with both KU and K-State soccer head coaches.
But first, K-State and KU soccer are both off to hot starts. We're talking their most recent matchups right after this.
It's the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress, where the more you buy, the more you save. Take $100 off every $1,000 you spend, or save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. Plus, get 60 months no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
For over 38 years, our law firm has called Kansas home. If your child has suffered a birth injury, you need an experienced team on your side. Contact us today for a free consultation and let Prochaska Howell Prochaska be your birth injury team.
Cobb County Community College's Technical Education and Innovation Center offers certificates and degrees in high-demand careers in healthcare, renewable energy, and agriculture. Let us help you navigate your career path as a Cobb County T-Bird and get enrolled today.
For over 40 years, Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows has been helping families transform their home with quality products and service.
We treat your home like it's our own.
Where trust and integrity still matter. At Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows,
we've got you covered.
Honestly.
As the #1 volume Ford dealer group in Kansas, Miller Ford is committed to unbeatable deals. Bring us any competitor's offer and we'll top it by $500. That's right, $500. Experience volume pricing and personalized service today at Miller Ford.
Monday,
Tina Fey and Will Forte, Inside the Four Seasons. Did you pull anything from real life for your characters?
This is directed to my wife. That was acting. That was saying the words that were written for me.
Monday at 3 on 27 KSNT.
It's the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress, where the more you buy, the more you save. Take $100 off every $1,000 you spend, or save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. Plus, get 60 months no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the extended Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Welcome back. The Kansas State Wildcats are off to the best in program history currently, sitting off a 4-0-1 on the season. That came on Monday as they stayed even with Harvard 0-0. The Cats were yet to give up a goal until today. They took on the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln earlier. The Huskers got that 2-0 win with both goals scored by forward Kayla Carpenter. This is only K-State's first loss on the season. You'll hear more from head coach Colleen Corbin and our exclusive one-on-one coming up.
And the Kansas Jayhawks, they stay undefeated, sitting at 5-0-2 on the season after defeating Drake 3-1 a week ago and Yale 4-0 today. 4 different Cats scored today as Livy Morgan, Jordan, Ron, Lexi Watts, and Sage Wimes. Watts scored the game's 3rd goal, which is her 5th of the season. Wimes notched her 1st goal of the season in today's game. Sophie Dobb made 2 saves, and you'll hear from head coach Nate Lee in our one-on-one in just a bit.
And the K-State volleyball team is making some program history of its own as the Cats have won 12 straight sets to start the season. They kicked things off at home to open the season, defeating UMBC in straight sets. K-State then defeated the Delaware Blue Hens in straight sets last Sunday before defeating NC State 3-0 on Wednesday. The Wildcats defeated Nevada on Friday to stay undefeated. All 4 matchups they played so far have been at home. They'll be on the road, though, to play UC Santa Barbara on Thursday.
Can't ask for a better start for that.
You can, honestly.
Well, after 3 straight losses to highly ranked opponents, number 2 Penn State, number 8 Wisconsin, and number 12 Creighton, the Kansas Jayhawks were able to pick up some wins throughout the week as the Hawks played in the Purdue tournament, where they took on Bowling Green, number 23 Georgia Tech, and number 17 Purdue. KU defeated both Bowling Green and Georgia Tech 3-1, but ultimately fell in the 5th set to Purdue on Friday. Kansas will make its way to the South Dakota tournament, where they'll kick things off against Florida Gulf Coast on Thursday.
And both the K-State men's and women's golf teams will open their respective seasons tomorrow. The men will host the Wildcat Invitational at home at the Colbert Hills Country Club in Manhattan. 13 teams will participate in the Invitational. And for the women, they'll head out to the Sam Golden Invitational, hosted by the University of North Texas at Oakmont Country Club in Corinth, Texas. The Cats will be one of 13 teams in attendance, including Big 12 Texas Tech.
And the Jayhawks will also be hitting the green tomorrow, with the men playing in its first match of the season and the women's their second. Both the men and women participate in the Folds of Honor Collegiate, hosted by Michigan State at the American Dunes Golf Club in Grand Haven, Michigan. The men will compete against 14 other teams, including Big 12 opponents Cincinnati and Baylor. The women are one of 12 teams, 2 of those being Big 12 foes, Baylor and Arizona. Well, coming up right after the break, I sat down with KU soccer head coach Nate Lee to talk all about the Hawks and how they're unbeaten so far this season. Stick with us.
Score big at Noller Hyundai. Get 0% on the award-winning 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Santa Fe Hybrids. 1.99% on 2025 Hyundai Elantra Hybrids and Tucsons. Plus, get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty only at Noller Hyundai.
Hi, I'm Jim Knight with Pella Products of Kansas. With top quality products backed by an industry-leading warranty and a 10-year installation and service promise, you can count on us to provide long-lasting value for your home. Call or visit to learn more about the beauty, affordability, and reliability of Pella windows and doors.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up, or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
I grew up in Miami, Florida, and I've always been drawn to the stories that shape people's lives. I moved to Topeka to chase my dream of becoming a political journalist, starting from the ground up at the Capitol and working my way into the anchor chair. What got me into news was a deep desire to understand people and what challenges they face. I want to be the kind of journalist who listens first and reports with heart and integrity. For me, it's not just about breaking news. It's about building trust and telling the truth. Because at the end of the day, these stories are about real people, and I'm honored to share them with you on 27 News, working for you.
The 14th annual Kansas Book Festival will be held on Saturday, September 20th at Washburn University. The festival welcomes all ages, with presentations by over 50 authors from all genres, including fiction, nonfiction, poetry, and kids' books. There will also be outdoor performances, food trucks, and an exhibitor area with publishers and authors from around Kansas.
Welcome back. Cole, the Hawks are off to a great start on the pitch this season, and you spoke with someone very important earlier in the week, didn't you?
That's right. They're off to a fantastic start. And like I said, here's my exclusive one-on-one with head soccer coach Nate Lee. Kind of mentioned it through 3 weeks. Typically having those 2 games a week kind of mentality. How has the intensity been for you guys in preparation now going into just, a 1 weekend game?
Yeah, really proud of our team. We demand a certain level of attention to detail and physical output. We set a standard and we ask our team to meet that standard. And when we come up short, we're not afraid to say it. All things being considered, it's been a great start by the group. They've stayed locked in from, they showed up ready. In our sport, we don't have them in the summer. And so we have to trust that our group will be ready, will be fit. Because if we're not fit, it's not going to be a good season. And so they showed up in the right space. The returners did a great job of nurturing the freshmen. The freshmen have done a great job of just hitting the ground running. And we've attacked this first month of our season. And so far, I'm proud of what we've done. We are entering a new phase. So whether that's 1 game weeks or, we're 2 matches away from starting Big 12 play, there are ebbs and flows to the season. And we'll see how we manage this next one.
Unbeaten on the season. I think you guys are also off to your best start since 2023, so it's been a couple of years. How proud are you of the group, knowing that maybe sometimes the goals aren't always coming, but that being said, you guys are always willing to attack and fight for at least a draw, not willing to give up any goals?
Yeah, I think, one of our draws, that first one on the road, it was our first road match, and it's not an easy one up in Utah. That's one I think we wish we had back, right? We feel as a program, even though they're an excellent team we played, that we should win that game. You kind of juxtapose that with this past Thursday where we're playing maybe the best team in the country and we pulled a draw. We're not happy with it, but we're really proud of our performance. One thing that we pride ourselves on as a program is that we're going to show up every day, and whether that's to train or to compete against an opponent. It's not going to be easy to gain points against us. And, whether we're our best and whether we're fully energized and particularly cued into things or whether we're struggling on a day, we're still going to try to find a way to pull out a result. And so, therefore, through 6 games, I think we've done a good job with it.
You mentioned, we're coming off that high of that tournament championship, and, we now have those expectations to meet going into this season. Do you feel like you've seen this team so far before even college play begins, knowing that, hey, we have a competitive squad that we think can once again go after it for a title?
I think so. I think we've come out with the right mentality. And, not every match, but most matches this year, I think we've started strong, started on the strong foot, as we say. And I think that comes a little bit out of mentality. Even starting a match, are we going to come out nervous, come out timid, or are we going to come out confident in understanding what we do should work? And I think more often than not, we've done the latter. We've come out focused and confident and I think last year's experience probably helps us come out with that mentality. Our performances through this first phase of the season should give us some confidence. We've positioned ourselves that we still have everything to play for. We've introduced the concepts of like RPI and strength of schedule and all these things to our program because we want the expectation every year to be to compete to get into the NCAA tournament. And then once you get there, see how much damage you can do. And so in one ways, you don't want to get complacent, but in the other, banking some results sets you up for success in the future. And I don't want to be afraid to talk about those kind of goals with our team. So we'll see if we can find the right balance. I feel confident with this group so far, but now we have our next 3 matches on the road, and proud of how we defended Rock Chalk Park, going 4-0-1. We're 0-0-1 on the road, and now we have some tests ahead of us.
Great talk with Nate. I'm really excited to see how the Jacks do as they begin to gear up for conference play.
Yeah. And coming up after the break on K-Nation, I talked one-on-one with K-State soccer head coach Colleen Corbin to talk a historic start to their start with the Cats. We'll be right back.
Hi, Clay with Swims and Sweeps. I'm here with Frank and Dean, the CEOs of Cute. They want me to talk about how we care about you and your pool, not just your credit card. Online and big box stores are not giving you the right advice. It's not the price per pound, it's the advice per pool.
Storm Tracker 2 is sponsored by Eaton Roofing and Exteriors.
My hopes about my chaplaincy is that I really gonna be a person whom officers are gonna trust to. It's where ministry of Dr. Stanley is very important to me personally. He's a mentor for me, how to bring the message across and how to bring the essence of good news to people who need it.
Keep your RV in top shape with Noller RV's exclusive service specials. Our part-timer package is just $349, perfect for occasional trips. And our weekender package is only $11.99, ideal for frequent travelers. Visit Noller RV today for expert service and peace of mind on the road.
Can you handle the heat? Hy-Vee presents the 10th annual Wing Fling, Saturday, December 6th from 2 to 5 inside the Stormont Valley Event Center. Enjoy chicken wings from local and national restaurants as they compete for the title of Wing Fling King. Play party games, chow down in the V100 wing eating competition, and enjoy Happy Bassett's exclusive Wing Fling beer, Blonde Bombshell. Tickets only $27 in advance. Wing Fling is proudly sponsored by V100 and Fox 43 KTMJ.
The annual Sertoma Great Topeka Duck Race provides an easy fundraising opportunity for nonprofit and charitable agencies. Enlist your team at topekaduckrace.org.
Hi, I'm Rick Wright, an Army veteran and owner of Freedom Auto Sales. I'm honored to be part of KSNT's Salute to Service, Kansas veteran-owned business spotlight.
Well, Sydney, in her first season at the helm, Colleen Corbin has really turned around this Wildcat program.
Yeah, they're off to a great start to the season. I exclusively caught up with her earlier in the week, so here is that interview with K-State head coach Colleen Corbin. You're off to a great start to the season in your non-conference play. What is so special about this group of girls you have here on the field?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that they've just really leaned in and bought into the things we've asked them to believe in and the things we're asking them to execute. Having a real understanding about what our identity is and what we're trying to achieve both on and off the field has really been executed at a high level within this group. So it's just been fun to see the work that the group put in the spring and then also in the summer, and then injecting our group with some new faces, some new energy, and just how well that has all meshed together, I think has been really, really exciting.
And you can't talk about success without talking, about Maddie and kind of that sophomore leadership group that you have on the field right now. What can you say about those younger girls kind of leading the way right now?
Yeah, that group has been awesome. They, coming off of their freshman year, not having a lot of success, a lot of them didn't play a lot of significant minutes, and so, them having a chip on their shoulder, something to prove, and also trusting the process. Our staff taking over for their first spring. They've never had a real spring before. They don't even know what that looks like or what it feels like, and so for us to come in and really raise expectations, raise standards, ask a lot of them, they're here and they're in the position they're in because of the work they've done, and them continuously choosing to do hard things, which we've asked them to do a lot. So it's just been fun to see that group of kids specifically have a real impact on the field, have a real impact off the field. And then someone like Maddie, transferring in with a couple different experiences under her belt already and wanting an opportunity to be a big impact player and play a role and help us be successful. She's doing that. She gives us a lot of confidence in the back. She's an incredibly talented shot stopper, and that makes our back line feel a lot more comfortable in the things that they're doing and the decisions they're making. So it's been really exciting to have some younger talent on the field really impacting the group.
And Maddie mentioned earlier also about her back line that she attributes a lot of her success to the girls in front of her who are defending her. What can you say kind of more on the back line?
Yeah, as a goalkeeper myself, Maddie and I both know, our job's really easy. When we don't have to make saves, and we get attributed with shutouts, it's pretty funny because we know that, we didn't really do anything. The back line did a whole lot. And so Julie McClure, who works with our back line specifically, has done an incredible job just building a real culture and identity within that group, and them taking a lot of pride in not giving
giving up goals and winning their 1v1 matchups, and again, being competitive and resilient in those spaces. And so it's just been fun to see, the leadership really of Reese Walrod, Lily Hendrickson holding down that center back spot. And then, we have some younger faces in that position as well with Chloe and with Sid, and just continuing to build confidence and energy around defending at a high level. And then our outside backs, are very, very dynamic. They get up the field, they get back down the field, they are involved in a lot of our offensive chances as well. So it's a very competitive group that is just working really, really well together.
And they know there's donuts on the line.
They do.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the shutout donuts tradition we got going on here?
Yeah, so back when I was coaching at James Madison, one of my former bosses, Josh Walters, we started giving our kids donuts. In a similar situation, we were trying to build excitement around keeping the ball out of the back of the net, and then that I carried with me to Wyoming, and now it's here in Kansas as well. So everyone loves a good sweet treat, and donuts are they look like zeros, so that's why we get shutout donuts.
Who doesn't love donuts when you win?
Exactly.
And then kind of just as you kind of enter Big 12 play in a few weeks, how excited are you to enter conference play and give your team that true challenge of the season?
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12 is no joke. It's one of the best conferences in the country, and there's a lot of teams in our conference having a lot of success right now, so it's exciting to think about challenging ourselves and putting ourselves in situations where we're going to be tested and we're going to fail, and having the capacity to show up every single day and learn from those things, but also continue to assert ourselves in a way that gives people problems. And, you prepare all non-conference to go and compete against the best in the country. And so we're just excited. We're looking forward to the opportunity. We know, again, it won't be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. No one's going to hand us anything. And we know that nobody wants to lose to K-State right now, and that's totally fair. So just excited, again, to be able to go in and hopefully assert ourselves and show our identity in those matches.
Hey, well, don't go anywhere. Coming up, we've got what to watch for this week for KU and K-State athletics.
Plus, the odds for Friday's K-State game against the Arizona Wildcats. We'll be right back.
Briggs Auto Group, locally owned and operated since 1979. Standing by fair and transparent pricing with no surprise fees. Come see us at Briggs Auto, where trust matters and our customers are number one.
They were very easy to work with. I knew they would be the people we would want to use. In fact, we did not even get other bids. We were so pleased with the product and the customer service that Denali provided that we just stayed with them throughout.
Because McCray Plaza has been family-owned and operated since 1975, we are able to make decisions that keep you independent and in the game.
Get a game plan and join the winning team at McCray Plaza.
It's the 30th anniversary of the Sertoma Great Topeka Duck Race, and on September 13th, thousands of ducks will virtually race their way to the finish line. Amazing prizes will be given to the lucky winners after the race. Prizes include this 2016 Ford Edge provided by Noller Auto Group and a chance to win $1 million. Adopt your ducks at TopekaDuckRace.org and help benefit community programs supported by the Sertoma Clubs of Topeka. Hey, Quacky, what should everyone do? That's right, adopt your ducks today at TopekaDuckRace.org.
Live with Kelly and Mark, Rain Wilson.
You guys are so effortlessly, good looking.
And psychic medium, John Edward.
Monday at 11 on 27 KSNT.
Monday, Tina Fey and Will Forte, Inside the Four Seasons. Did you pull anything from real life for your characters?
This is directed to my wife. That was acting. That was saying the words that were written for me.
Monday at 3 on 27 KSNT.
On the next Fox 43 AM Live, the latest Topeka Jazz concert series is around the corner. We'll hear all about it with Steve Waugh. Plus, don't miss our Book of the Week with the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library. Join us Monday morning at 9.
All right, real quick before we go, Cole, for the Cats this week, we've got men's and women's golf kicking off their season. Soccer at home, volleyball on the road for their first time, and football out in the desert to take on Arizona.
And for the Hawks, men's golf opens its season, while women's golf looks to improve from last week's second-place finish. Volleyball will be on the road in South Dakota this week with 3 straight game days starting on Thursday. And now we're entering week 3 of the college football season.
I can't believe we're getting that far already.
Week 3. Let's take a look at some betting odds, all right? K-State is a 1.5 underdogs on the road Friday night going against Arizona. By the way, that's a non-conference game. They scheduled that before Arizona got to the conference. That still trips a little people up right there. But of course, KU on that bye as they're going to be praying for West Virginia here in a couple weekends. So seeing how they can bounce back. West V just lost to Ohio, by the way.
I know, and I can't believe we're starting conference play. You know, non-con season goes pretty quick. So.
Goes really quick. Well, thank you so much for watching, K-Nation. Tune in right here next week, same time. We'll bring you all the coverage.
Have a great night.
Great question for Wellesley on Wednesday, man. I'm trying to figure out on defense for 45 plays and looking at the film and where they hitting it at and why the yards bleeding and stuff. And
I'm not like Mr. Breakfast. You know, I wish I was better at that. My kids are probably the worst for it, but yeah.